Hey, fellow babies, welcome back to Pachter Factor on SIFTD.net. If you're watching this real time, it's because you're a Patreon patron, and we thank you for your contributions. If you're watching on YouTube as a subscriber, you're also getting it real time. Thank you. If you can remember to do this, follow the instructions in the show description and link your Amazon Prime account to your Twitch Prime account. We get paid a couple bucks a month for that, so please remember to renew that subscription. It costs you nothing. It's one of the perks you get for being an Amazon Prime subscriber. If you aren't contributing to us in any way, you're just a slug, you have no money, and you don't care, at least follow Shane and me on Twitter. I'm at Michael Pachter, and I am at Michael Pachter, and he is at Dinfire, and you can also follow at Sifted Games. Today's question from Twitter from at ZTN Prez. Zitni Prez. What is it? ZTN Prez? ZTNE? I don't know. Zitni Prez. Whatever your name is, I don't know what it means. Konami just announced, I did see this, that it's creating a new Metal Gear, Silent Hill, and Castlevania game. I think Konami will mess these games up, join the crowd, and that they will not be successful. Is it possible for Konami to sell the Metal Gear franchise to Hideo Kojima? At what point, if any, does it become more lucrative for Konami to just sell the franchises? I would say realistically, Silent Hill maybe could be successful and Castlevania maybe could be successful. I think that there are good studios that can take over those projects, and there's very much a format to Castlevania, and I think that they probably will make a good game. Silent Hill, it's a format as well. It's a horror franchise, and again, there's plenty of accomplished game developers who have made horror games before, survival horror games. Metal Gear, not. Metal Gear, I agree with you. Metal Gear is a Kojima, thumbprint. I mean, it's just like you can tell it's his game. His games feel different, and I wish I could tell you what it is. I like Metal Gear. I'm not a big Silent Hill fan at all, and Castlevania I don't get. But Metal Gear, absolutely, it will not be the same. It's like trying to do Grand Theft Auto without the Housers. I mean, I just don't think you can do it. It's one thing if you're doing like a Call of Duty, which is a military, realistic military simulation game. You can swap out studios all the time, and there's a cookie cutter formula for that. Metal Gear's not that game. So I think it is definitely a look and feel type game, and I think you need Kojima. Do I think that they will sell it to Kojima? No, I do not. I think that it's a matter of pride. I think that Konami and Kojima broke up because they didn't see eye to eye about something. It could have been money, could have been creative direction. I have no idea. I'm guessing money. I think Kojima probably didn't like corporate overlord telling him what to do, and he certainly didn't have that, on Death Stranding. He took as long as he wanted, and although it's probably the weirdest game I've ever played, it was interesting. Like, at least there was something interesting and fun about it. It would be far more lucrative for them to sell that franchise, and they could probably sell it to Sony, and Sony would probably pay up, to get Kojima to make it as a PlayStation exclusive, but they won't. I think they want to show Kojima they can make a good game without him, and they won't be able to. So I think you're absolutely right. They're going to screw up the franchise. Everybody's going to notice. Everybody's going to say it's just not the same, and nobody's going to buy the game. And once that happens, then maybe. The interesting thing, I think, though, and I got into this discussion about Gearbox and Borderlands, because I would say that Borderlands is the same thing. It's a really unique feel game, and I think the Gearbox guys really do a good job on it. And they sold their studio to Embracer. Now, Take-Two has exclusive publishing rights for Borderlands. They don't own the franchise, but Take-Two can't make Borderlands without Gearbox, and Gearbox can't make Borderlands without Take-Two. So I've been getting asked by investors, do I think that Gearbox will make another Borderlands? I don't. And the reason is that the Take-Two exclusive publishing deal means roughly Take-Two gets 2/3 of the revenue. And they paid for the development, but they get most of the revenue back. And Embracer doesn't want that. So what's going to happen to the franchise? You've probably seen after Tiny Tina, the last installment in the Borderlands franchise. And what do you think is going to happen? I think you're going to get a game that looks a lot like Borderlands, just like the Outer Worlds looked a lot like Fallout. It wasn't Fallout because it took place on a different planet, but the character development and the gameplay was pretty similar. And it wasn't the same, but it was made by kind of the original Fallout guys, and it was a knockoff, clearly. But it didn't use the word Fallout or the nuclear Armageddon or anything. Set differently, but similar gameplay. And I think that the reason for that is guys who make that type of game know how to make that type of game. It's just like movie directors making a Western. You know, they'll do a different Western, but it'll feel a lot like the one they made before. Crime movies, Scorsese, mafia movies all kind of look and feel the same, but Casino isn't Goodfellas or whatever, you know, so they're not the same movie, but same actors and they feel the same. So I think that's probably what's going to end up happening, is that Sony will get Kojima to do something similar to Metal Gear, but it'll be called, you know, Grind It Out. Shiny silver grinded out. I don't know what it'll be called. Something that sounds like gear, it sounds like metal, but not liquid grinding shiny stuff. Who knows what they'll call it? I have no idea. So not solid and not metal. Thanks for joining us on Pachter Factor on SIFTD.net. Again, if you are watching this real time, it's because you're a Patreon patron. We thank you. It's because you are a YouTube subscriber. We thank you for that. Do the Amazon Prime guys get it real time? They don't. They do? Yeah, if you link your Amazon Prime account to your Twitch Prime account, you're getting this real time and it costs you nothing. So that's actually the cheapest, smartest thing to do. And I think Twitch probably will let you use your parents' account if you're, you know, even if you're like me, you know, you're in your 60s living at home, living with your parents. I'm definitely living on some of my parents' money. They left me a little tiny bit of money. In any case, you know, just do the best you can to get us paid, because Shane is struggling along through COVID. Nothing better to do than that. And have you noticed the quality of product on SIFTD has gotten really good lately? So make sure that you do everything you can to get us paid. Amazon Prime link to Twitch Prime is the fastest, easiest way. If you don't have an Amazon Prime account and you just can't deal with helping us out on the other two, then you're watching a week late, because I don't get paid, so I insist that everybody get access to the Pachter 11 for free. So follow me on Twitter at Michael Pachter. Thanks for joining us. We'll see you next time.